welcome to the Down East Prep Report. And today we've got a special one for you. It's time for the 2025-26 All-Area Basketball Show, the home of high school sports here in Onslow County and the surrounding communities. Every year, my friend here, Chris Miller of the Jacksonville Daily News, does the work. He watches the games, covers the players, talks to the coaches, and puts together the definitive list of the best boys and girls basketball players this area has to offer. And trust me, our area is loaded with talent. From Onslow to Duplin to Carteret counties, these players have grinded through a full season, earned their spots, and deserve to be recognized. Today, we get to bring those names, those stories, and those numbers to you. We've got two segments for you today, and we're going to start with the ones that deserve to start with, the ladies. We're going to recognize the girls' all-area first and second teams, and we're sitting down with the all-area girls player of the year, Croatan senior Neely McMannen. That's correct pronunciation?
McMannen.
McMannen. A four-year varsity player who closed out her career at Croatan High School with a fantastic senior season that included a 12-0 conference title, 12-0 in conference and conference title. Topped 1,000 career points, and I think that was one of the games I was at that I watched you top the 1,000-point career, and a Player of the Year award to hang on the wall. It's been quite a ride, and she's here to talk about it with us today, along with her coach, Andrew Gurley. Coach, thank you for joining us, man.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So let's get into it, and we're going to start with the 2025-26 All-Area Girls Basketball Team, and I'm going to turn it over to you, Mr. Miller, once I get that up there and everybody can see what we have. So obviously we're starting off with our Player of the Year, and of course that is Neely McMannen, and we're going to then, if I can find, this is great because I can butt this out because we recorded. I finally found my little mouse there. So now we can go to the first team, and there we have the first team, and I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah. Well, I think Neely had a great senior year. I mean, I think she was played a very important role on the success of the Cougars, especially when y'all were down, when the injury bug hit y'all, and they hit y'all hard, didn't they, Coach?
It did. Yes, it did.
So, but Neely stepped up and was not only a great stat person, but also a great team leader. Kinsey Cave, the reigning area volleyball player of the year, just a great basketball player, and led her team to second place in their conference and the league tournament title. And she's just a great athlete, and does a little bit of everything for the Panthers. Izzy Hernandez for Jacksonville averaged about 19-20 points a game against tough competition. We had her several weeks ago on the show, and she really stepped up her game this year as an upperclassman, as a leader. So that's a good trio right there.
That's a good start.
Madison Willis for Northside. I know Northside might get a little bit under the radar because, or she may go a little bit under the radar because of Northside hasn't really won as many games this year, but they had their best season that they had in many years, and Madison was one of those reasons for it. And Coach, they played y'all tough a couple times, didn't they?
Yeah, they did twice. The first time in the regular season that we saw them, and then in the conference tournament championship. They had a good game plan that time. It's tough to beat a team three times, but they were ready for us that third time.
And then you have Lily Borden, who just a great player for the Bulldogs, and just had a great season for stepping up for them. And then you have Addison King Jr. for Swansboro, who was their team leader, and they had one of their better seasons they've had in recent years. So she was a catalyst for the Pirates' success, and congratulations to her.
And so the first thing I notice is that you haven't finished yet. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, and no, I was going to say.
Okay.
And just I know we're recording here, so Lily's a sophomore.
Coach, you play. So you guys faced, of course, Swansboro, Dixon, and Northside. So you faced three of those girls.
And East Duplin.
And y'all play East Duplin non-conference. So you've seen these
all but Jacksonville.
Jacksonville. Yeah. The Hernandez girl, I got to watch her play when White played Jacksonville. She's the fire plug, man. Yeah. She is a little She's a little spit bug, and she gets at it, and her enthusiasm is really contagious. Really, really, really.
And
contagious.
you talk about two of the better high school girls basketball defenses, Croatan and East Duplin.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both. I think one game was in overtime, and it was still like 31-30 or something like that. And
it was double overtime, and then the first one, it was like, I think, a total of less than 50 combined points. I mean, it was very low scoring.
So those coaches do a great job of getting the girls to play defense, right?
Yeah.
Moving to the second team, you want to talk about the second team?
Yeah, Destiny Benton. I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but just kind of one of those players who stepped up and had a really solid season for a really good Jacksonville team. You have Ariel Jemison and Sydney Ferguson, a 1-2 punch for the Vikings, and they were they were better than what they've been in recent years. So those two young ladies were a big reason for it.
Okay. Then we have next. There we go.
You have Mia Wells, a great great senior. Richlands didn't really have the season that they record-wise that they really wanted, but she came out and had a great individual season. Maddie Floyd was a key figure for the Pirates, and then Brickley Ann Lucas really stepped up as a sophomore when they graduated. They're a lot of the key players last year, so she stepped up and really performed well as a young player.
So a few more seniors on this list than on the boys list. I know Mia's going to UNC Pembroke to play soccer, and she's actually going to be on the show next week with Coach Mike Rowe and another player. And so it's good to see that multiple sport athletes, because Maddie Floyd also plays volleyball. If I'm not, was she all area volleyball?
I believe she was. I believe.
Yeah. I think she was. All area volleyball. All right. Well, that's a great list. And heading up that list, Neely, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, we're gonna have fun. So we're gonna ask you some really good questions. The good questions are gonna come from me. If they're not good, they're coming from Chris. So anyway, same question that I'm going to be asking the guys. Chris named you girls player of the year for the 25-26 season. You've been in the program since your freshman year, and you put in 4 years of work at Croatan. When you heard the news, what went through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited and grateful. I thought back on all my years at Croatan and everything I went through to get to where I am today. I thought back about my teammates and coaches and how grateful I was, because without them, I wouldn't be here today.
That's awesome.
So, Neely, you're as a senior, you're starting to get some individual awards,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of these things are based off what other coaches from other schools are seeing from you. Does that mean a lot? That I mean, of course, your coach thinks highly of you, but other coaches think very highly of you as well. What does that mean that other coaches respect you like that?
It means a lot to know that my hard work and dedication to the sport has been recognized, but without the support of my teammates, I really wouldn't be here. So I'm thankful for that.
That's awesome. So just so modest, and congratulations. One specific award that you're talking about is the NCBCA. I'm assuming that's North Carolina Basketball Coaches Association. Is that would that be all district second team? So congratulations.
Thank you.
On that. So let's get back to this guy right here. So he brought you on as on the varsity as a freshman, and said from day one that he wanted to keep your class together. So I'm assuming there were some other players that you brought up with him, and that you reminded him of a group that went 66-11 over a 3-year period. Was that from your high school days, Coach?
No, so that was the class that actually came through Croatan before Neely's.
Right before that.
Right before her career started.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a good little group there and had a great run. Very similar to this team.
Okay.
Yeah.
4 years later, sitting here, senior player of the year, the second team district regional. You're in the cave. We call this the cave, so you're in the cave. How does that journey look to you now compared to what you thought it might look back when you were a young little freshman?
Yeah, as a freshman, I really didn't know what to expect coming in. I just wanted to improve and fit in with my role wherever on the team that I could. Coming in from middle school with Hannah, Landry, Julianne, and hearing that Coach Gurley, that he believed in us and that we could do great things just like the other group, it really meant a lot. And now as a senior, looking back and seeing how much we improved and the bonds we built, it's really special, and I'm grateful for it all.
So let me ask a follow-up before you ask your question.
Mm-hmm.
So freshman, coach is bringing you in with your other friends. Had to make you feel good. Little pressure?
Yeah, there was definitely pressure. I mean, coming in, all these seniors, and then little freshman me walking in tryouts, I was obviously a little nervous, scared,
Yeah.
but no, all the Croatan girls, they were really nice to us. Coach Gurley always obviously picked us up and made sure that we felt, like we fit in there. And yeah.
That's awesome.
Is he really that nice of a guy, or can it be a hard to
Come on, man.
Yes, he is.
Well, how was your relationship with him changed from your freshman year to senior year? I mean, you still put up with him, or is he still a nice guy, or how have y'all how has that relationship kind of grown the last 4 years?
Yeah, freshman year, I feel like we had more a learning and adjusting kind of relationship. I had to learn the plays, figure out my role in the team, and now I feel like it's more of a trust and understanding type. He trusts me, I trust him, and yeah.
Was there something that he said maybe when you were a freshman that you've kind of carried on the last several years?
He's always told me to be confident in myself, trust the work that I put in, and yeah.
That's cool. Coach, off script, let me ask you a question. So you're losing four seniors?
Yep.
So next year, your team, are you going to be young, or do you guys juniors and sophomores? Do you know what to expect from your middle school team? Not looking forward, but but you obviously were looking forward when these girls came in.
Sure.
So talk about that a little bit.
So obviously losing, our 4 seniors this year, that's going to be tough to replace them, but kind of looking ahead to next year, we're going to be pretty balanced as far as grade level goes.
Okay.
And, there might be some younger girls that's going to have to step up and help as well, kind of like, Neely's group did when they were freshmen. But we got some returners that are really going to, I think, kind of take the next step with our programs. I know they got some big shoes to fill, but we're excited. We've got some juniors that are going to be stepping up now as seniors: Emmy Bird, Zoe Georgiadis, and Sunny Johnson, and then some sophomores that played a big role for us this year: Leah Johnson, Lily Miller, Allison Wayner, and then our starting point guard for close to 3/4 of the season was Baker Smith.
Okay.
She was a freshman this year, so she'll be a sophomore. So
you rattled off probably 8 or 10. So you can probably be deep next year.
Yeah,
man, that's great. So back to this year, Croatan, you guys went 12-0 in conference to win conference actually back to back.
Yeah.
Going undefeated in conference play is rare at any level. What did it feel like from the inside? What was there a game or a stretch where you thought this team is special? And that's for both you guys. I'll start with Neely, but when did you kind of look at it and say, man, I think we got something going on here?
Well, going off what you said, were undefeated last year too, I believe.
Last year, being in a 16 conference, we only played 10 regular season conference games.
Okay.
And then, but looking back even to Neely's sophomore year, 3 years ago, I think we won our last 5 regular seasons.
Okay.
So I think we got a 27
conference
regular season conference game win streak going. So yeah, that's pretty special.
So what point of the season this year did you say, man, we got it going on?
I think after the East Duplin game, obviously we lost in double overtime, but their team was really good, and knowing that we fought like that for that long and that hard, it really showed that we can persevere through anything. And I think after that we knew that we could do anything we had, even though we lost.
Coach, would you agree with it?
That's exactly what I was going to say, and that, that was a game that I was kicking myself afterwards for that one, because I I mean, I feel like players should always take credit for a win, and the coach should take credit for a loss. I mean, a coach saying that, I mean, I think that's the way it should be. But there were some moments there late in the game in that East Duplin game that I felt like we could have approached them a little differently, maybe fouled. We were up 3 late in the game. Probably should have fouled them, made them have to go to the free throw line and us get the ball back. But that's neither here nor there. But after that game, yeah, I feel the same way. I think we rattled off 15 in a row after that one. And, that was when you saw that this team's they've got some grit. They've got some fight. And, it was going to take a few things to kind of clean up here and there. But they answered the call and they responded, just like a coach would want your team to respond.
That's awesome, man.
And Neely, those victories didn't come easy. I mean, a lot of those Swansboro, Dixon, a lot of those teams gave y'all a run for the money. So how were y'all able to make sure that pressure didn't get to you and y'all were able to win those close games? I mean, was that pretty difficult or was that easier than?
I mean, yeah, it was kind of difficult, but at the same time, we all trust each other. This team is like one of the closest teams I've ever been a part of. There's no drama. We're all like super friendly. I mean, even on buses and like game days, we're not on our phones. We're all talking about things other than basketball. And so I think that really helps us to like trust each other and know that we have each other's backs.
And I know you got your 1,000 point, I guess the win at Swansboro that helped y'all finish undefeated in conference play. Did that milestone mean a lot to you? I mean, some players feel one way or the other, but what did that mean in that situation, getting 1,000 points? What did that mean to you?
And let me piggyback and add to it. Did you know you were close? Mm-hmm. And then you can, and then did the girls know you were close? They were trying to. Was that how that worked?
So we had talked about it, probably 3 or 4 games away, and I knew that she knew kind of where she was then, and I was keeping up with it at the same time, and I know it was tough to do what I asked her, but I said, you know what? I said, how about the rest of the way through? Just try to quit looking at it. Let me be the one that keeps up with it, because I wanted it to be a surprise for her.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be something that was like, oh wow, okay, like maybe where she knew like the game that it could possibly happen, but she almost got it the game before. I think she came up 4 points shy, so that kind of ruined the surprise, I guess. Just when you're that close, you definitely know, how far away you are, but it was still pretty cool.
And I didn't mean to hijack his question. No. So if you want to repeat it.
And I think the impressive thing about it, Coach, and you know where I'm going to go with this, is y'all don't mind winning ugly. Y'all don't mind winning those 31-30 games. Yeah. And because y'all were defense first and y'all don't mind the slow tempo. So the fact that she got 1,000 points in a system that's more defensive oriented says a lot about her, doesn't it?
For sure. Yes, it does.
So,
but you said that does mean a lot to you?
It does.
Mm-hmm. Did it mean a lot to you coming against Swansboro?
Yes, it did.
I had to ask that. So Coach Gurley he's built a culture at Croatan around being fighters. You use those words.
Yeah.
And he's talked about winning ugly, just like Chris talked about, embracing adversity and having a target on your back in conference. How did that mentality shape you guys as players, especially over not just this year, but over your 4 years?
Coach has always told us to embrace adversity and never back down from a challenge. And I think that really helps me be more resilient and stay more composed, because even no matter what the score is, we can always fight back. Yeah. And I think that's like really helpful to know that even if there's a challenge, like you can still go through it.
Yeah. And if one thing you can always do, right, if your shot's not falling, you can always play defense and you can always hustle. I mean, that's something you can always do.
That's right.
So y'all had a little bit of a stretch where y'all had 3 starters out with injury.
Gosh.
Yeah. Ended the season that way. They didn't all get hurt obviously at the same time, but kind of, just losing one, lost. Baker got hurt first, our point guard, and I felt like we made some adjustments, moved some people around a little bit, and had to have some people step up. And then unfortunately Hannah rolled her ankle, I think in the Richlands game. I think that was like 3 games left in the regular season, and Hannah being another one of our senior captains and just another leader for us on and off the floor, that hurt. And then Lily got hurt in the Dixon game, and that would. Having all 3 of them out, I mean, that was tough. Mm-hmm. But just proud of the girls for the way they stepped up. I mean, it was just next person up, and they didn't panic, especially with Lily and Hannah's kind of happen in the middle of a game. It's kind of like you got to, let's worry about the emotions of this after the game. Let's get through this game first and get the win, and then we'll worry about that. But no, I'm just proud of the girls for how they battled and fought through that.
Did it take a toll on her though?
Well, so obviously, before Baker got hurt, the good thing about having Baker there with us as point guard is we were able to get her off the ball a little bit more, and we could kind of get her into some sets and get her some more scoring opportunities. Well, when Baker got hurt, she had to play a little bit more point guard. And so I don't think it took a toll on her. I mean, I think, she was comfortable playing point guard because she had to do it her first, for her freshman and sophomore year, the majority of the time. So I think it took her, maybe a little bit of time in practice, just getting back used to it. But I mean, in our offense and our system, we have a point guard by position, but essentially sometimes we play with almost 3 point guards. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't care who brings the ball up. Let's go. Let's get it and run. So, I think that's a part of being a defensive-minded team and kind of the offensive system that we run. It almost doesn't matter, like, who's in there doing it. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can kind of just pick up the slack. Yeah. Next person up, let's keep going. So she understood that, and all the other girls did as well. So that's why I think we were able to kind of continue the flow of our season there toward the end, even though we had basically three starters out.
So that rolls. So before I ask the next question, which rolls into that, I will say, I saw you guys in Swansboro, and I thought y'all had cornered the market on boots, because the two girls are wearing boots on there. They were on crutch. Some of them, I think one may have been on crutches, the other one may not have been. But y'all were keeping the orthopedic in Moorhead busy. So y'all, it was like, I'm like, Chris, what's going on? He goes, man, they got another person injured. I was like, daggone. But you mentioned, Coach, about the injuries. Your team's already got that fighter mentality. Do you think, and you mentioned next man up, next person up, next player up, do you think that these injuries that occurred during this time, and this is a question for both of you, do you think that those injuries actually were like, okay, man, let's get it on now? I mean, then there's nothing we can do about it. Let's go play.
Well, I mean, an injury in sports is nothing you can prepare for.
Yeah.
And I talk to them all the time about controlling what you can control. And, it's just part of sports, unfortunately, is when some people do get injured and you just don't ever know when it's going to happen. But, that's kind of why my philosophy is what it is, defense first mentality. And I think defense travels. And like you said, when nights where, even Neely had nights where maybe she wasn't hitting the shots as she was the game before, or maybe, teams did a better job on taking her out of the equation. But, defensively, that's something that we brought with us every game.
Yeah.
Even when certain shots weren't falling or we just couldn't get into the flow offensively. So I don't know. I just, you never prepared to take on a season, when you do have the battle injuries, it affects your team. But I thought the mental toughness that we showed down the stretch really came through when we had to go through it.
So I'm going to ask you the same question, but I'm put a different spin on it. Was it harder for you not having your players, your friends? They were your friends. Was it harder for you not having them on the court and playing with you, or was it harder from an emotional or mental standpoint that, hey, we've gone through 4 years of playing basketball, and now some of my, I know one was a freshman and she was a point guard, but one of the others was a senior, and you've been through the grind with them for 4 years, and now she's not playing. So I know it was hard both ways. Which one was harder for you?
Probably having to watch them like on the bench. They're sitting there, they can't play, they can't really like put any effort in there, and so like I know especially Hannah, it was her senior night, she hurt her ankle and like she's out, and it was really hard on her because she didn't know that was going to be her last game, and now she couldn't play the rest of the season. So
that was tough.
Yeah,
that was very tough.
But Coach and Neely, I remember watching y'all play Northside in the conference tournament final. And again, it was one of those low scoring games. Was it 26-16 or so?
Yeah.
Y'all found a way to win. Neely, what was the vibe going into the state playoffs after that after that victory? I mean, were y'all pumped up, or were y'all ready for the season to get done, or what was the vibe going into the state playoffs?
Yeah, we were really pumped up. We were excited. We knew we could do anything we put our minds to. Coach always says to take it one game at a time, and that's what we did. We won, and we were ready for the next game. But yeah, we were really excited. Even though we had injuries, we knew that we still had a chance.
That's great. So your playing days at Croatan are over. Gosh, that's bad. That's weird to say, right? So younger players, coaches, and fans, what do you want them to remember about you and your 4 years at Croatan High School and being a part of the basketball program?
Yeah, I hope I'm remembered more as like a team player, not someone who was in it for the rewards or the recognition. Someone who like put everything they did in for the program and for the team. I want to be a leader. Set an example, and especially my sister's coming up next year to Croatan, so I hope she follows in my footsteps.
That's awesome, Coach. Is she going to be a player?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's it. Well, just not just Chloe, but that whole class coming up.
No, so you got another. It seems like every 4 years, man, you got a good little good little class coming up.
I want to add something to that though, because you mentioned the 1,000 points that Neely scored, and everybody looks offensively. At first when they talk about Neely, but defensively, she had a big role for us. On the team, we talked about our team defense, but she was a big part of that too. I mean, I tried to alleviate a lot of pressure off of her by not putting her on the other team's best player, because I wanted her to kind of be able to, save her energy,
save a little bit.
Got to be able to save some of that for offense. But I think that's what helped her a ton, because she was able to help off a lot of times. And, we play man to man, and it's, a lot of that pack line, sit in the gap, don't let any kind of dribble drive. And, I think she had over 300 career steals.
Oh, wow.
In her 4-year time. And I think she led us in steals, if not all 4 years, then 3 out of the 4. But defensively, I think is something that you don't talk about often when you describe her game, just because the offensive side was so good. But yeah, that's something we're going to miss too.
And I think that's the reason why, to me, she's the player of the year. With everybody, as far as basketball players, think, oh, you have to score this many points, or it's all about scoring. But she did a little bit of everything for y'all.
Yeah.
And especially the defense and the way y'all play basketball, defensive first. She was the floor general for the Cougars. Am I right there?
Absolutely. Yeah. She's, she understood, what it takes to be a winner, and not just by leading by example. She did a great job of that too. And she mentioned it, these last couple of years, I wanted her to take on more of that leadership role. I mean, there'd be times at practice or even during games, I wanted to know their input. Like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Or should we try this or try that? And there's been times, during a timeout or in between quarters, hey, do you guys think we ought to change to this or switch to this? And they were like, no, coach, let's keep doing what we're doing, or yeah, let's try it. And I love that, kind of giving them that kind of ownership, and because the trust was definitely there, with them.
That's awesome, because Neely, I think you would agree with me. He's a football coach. He's coaching. Is he a basketball coach coaching football, or is he a football coach coaching basketball? What do y'all think? What do you think, Miller? Is he a football coach coaching basketball?
Well, I think I asked him, and I think I put it in a story. Like, how many times a year do you get, coach? You come back to coach basketball? You come back to coach basketball? I think I asked you that every year, and so
people quit asking that about 5 or 6 years ago. They just like, I'm not going to ask.
That's funny.
But I did. One more thing about Neely, and are you going to play? What's your plans for college?
I'm attending UNC Chapel Hill to major in exercise and sports science, and I do plan to play club basketball there though.
That's awesome. Well, you picked a pretty good daggone school. I'm gonna tell you that.
I'm excited.
If you have any doubt, just come over here and you can look around and see the Carolina stuff.
Aren't you playing in that? You got that All-Star game coming up?
Yes.
You still playing in that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's an All-Star game coming up that you'll be playing in, I think, at the end of this month. So
okay.
And I did want to ask Neely one more, because I interviewed multiple times throughout last year and this year. It was almost like you were like a little embarrassed being interviewed after ball games. Coach, is that just the way she is, or or she'd rather let everybody else kind of have the spotlight, or
Well, I think she's shy a little bit, but she's doing a great job on this. I've been very
Absolutely.
impressed.
Absolutely,
She's
man.
done a great job, but no, I think she's definitely she's humble. You know, she understands. You know, she's got the accolades individually, but you've heard her mention it 3 or 4 times about her teammates.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think I don't think she always wants. She don't want the spotlight on herself all the time because she understands that she's got a lot of really good people around her and support system at home and in this community. So I think she understands that to the fullest.
All right. We're done. So that's it. But now we got rapid fire. Coach shared those questions with you. He didn't share these. So I'm going to ask you a question. Chris will ask you a question. Chris, question number 3 we've kind of covered. So you can go back to back there. But first question for you, Neely, is finish this sentence. The most underrated thing about playing for Coach Gurley is. What do you think about that? Most underrated thing about playing for Coach Gurley?
Well, he's very much like, how do I say this? He understands, like, I don't want to say apologetic, but when we're playing, he'll get upset and all that. And then in the locker room, he'll be like, I'm sorry, guys, like, I shouldn't have done that. But, like, how do I don't know how to explain it, but basically he, like, knows when to take the blame for something.
Yeah.
And he just understands how to be a coach. I don't know.
No, that you haven't been a coach, but I know what you're trying to say. He gets it, and he gets it, and he understands that there are times that in situations, maybe the East Duplin situation, like you were talking about, maybe potentially fouling and things like that. No, I totally get where you're coming from with that.
So, Neely, who is the funniest player in the locker room?
That's hard.
I know my answer.
Okay, Coach, you give your answer, and then we'll let Neely give hers.
I think it's Julianne. Maybe not the funniest, but she knows how to have fun.
Have
How about that?
fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of girls that are like, honestly, I would say Leah Johnson.
Leah Johnson.
That's a good one.
She might not show it, but in the locker room, she's definitely.
That's
Okay.
good.
Conversely, who takes himself a little bit too serious?
You got anybody that's too serious?
Too serious.
Besides Coach, of course.
Yeah.
It depends, like, the moment, but I would say Landry is very serious and, like, especially on the court though. She'll yell at the ref. She'll tell you when you're wrong, and but that's good.
Okay.
Is there a player that you want to kind of model your game after, or somebody that you've kind of studied, college or pro, that hey, I kind of want to be like them?
I mean, I've watched some players here and there, but I'd probably say like Paige Buckers.
Yep.
Beckers. Yeah.
Yeah, good player.
Mhm.
Really good player. Stats. Let's just take stats out of it. The moment from this season you'll remember the most and the longest, and removing stats, something during the season that happened that you're just going to remember.
I would probably say the West game we played. We beat them by like 50 points or so, and
That's not a stat, but that's okay.
it was just like, it was a really fun moment. The team really connected, and I think that it showed who we were as a team. And they were the rivals. They were our rival schools, so it also meant a lot then too.
So a follow up to that: do you get joy out of watching? Maybe there's some of your teammates that I don't know the makeup of your team. So maybe there was some younger kids, maybe some freshmen got called up or whatever, some sophomore that didn't get to play a lot maybe during the season when you were in close games. But when you're playing West and you're up by 50 or up by whatever, and the game's well in hand, some young ladies that may be getting more playing time, is it just as fun playing as it is, or is it just as fun sitting on the bench cheering for them and watching them play as it is for you to be out there playing?
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, sitting the bench and we're up by that much and watching them play, they'll score a basket, the whole bench will like stand up, will cheer, and it's really fun actually to watch them enjoy their moment too.
That's awesome.
So, Neely, is there a person off the court, not necessarily a coach or a teammate, but somebody who's really made a big impact in your life that that you want to credit your success to?
Probably my dad. He's been probably my biggest supporter ever since I was like a young girl. He introduced me to the sport, and so he's always been there for me, helped me outside of like school practices. We'll sometimes go to the gym, and he'll help me with my skills and all that. So
That's great. Last one. When it's all done, same. What do you want people to say about you and your career at Croatan, and just you at Croatan in general?
I hope they say that I like gave it my all. I wasn't necessarily cocky and humble, and that no matter what, I did everything for my teammates and not just for me. And I was a leader, and I led like, by an example. So, yeah.
That's great. Well, congratulations once again. Player of the Year, all area, Neely McMannen. Folks, 4 years at Croatan, 2 conference titles, 1,000 points, Player of the Year, and a class act every step of the way. So again, congratulations with your next journey. You'll enjoy Chapel Hill. Just don't enjoy it too much, and you'll be good to go. So thank you guys for joining us, and we're going to take a break.
Thank you.
All right, segment 2. Look, the young ladies set the bar high in that first segment, but the boys, they have their own stories to tell this season, and they are good ones. We're going to recognize the boys all-area first team and second teams, and then talk to our all-area boys co-players of the year. One was a returning starter, was the only returning starter on his team, and nearly doubled his scoring average to carry a young White Oak squad deep into the state playoffs. The other stepped off an historic season on the football field and walked straight into the gym and picked up right where he left off, leading Croatan High School to back-to-back conference titles. 2 juniors, 2 schools, 2 of the best players in Eastern North Carolina this season, and 2 of the best players in the state. And today, they are sitting right next to each other, kind of, sort of, in the cave. Your 2025-26 Down East Prep Report co-players of the year are White Oak Zarion Hobbs and Croatan's Kannon McBride. Guys, thank you for joining us today, man.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you guys coming. All right, so let's get into it. Before we talk to you guys, we're gonna reveal the all area first and second teams, if that's good with you guys. So we'll pull that up real quick, and so everybody in the crowd can see it. And of course, we do have you 2 guys, all area basketball co-players of the year. We have Zarion Hobbs, White Oak High School, and we have Kannon McBride from Croatan High School. And I'm going to let you take it from here once I hit the button to advance it. Okay, so we got there we go right there.
Yep.
And of course, we do have again Zarion and Kannon, and then I'll let you go from there.
And I do my all area team a little bit different. I like putting the players of the year on the team. So some people do things a little bit different, but I like putting them actually included on the team. So I think it's pretty no-brainer. Kannon and Zarion first team players. I think those are no-brainers. Connor May, had a great season. Missed about 5 games or so with that wrist injury, but came back and gave them a lift. Late in the season, and I think there's no question that he's one of the best 6 players that we have in the area, along with McBride and Hobbs. So that's a trifecta right there in itself.
Yeah, that's a good group right there. We'll move on to the next set of kids that you're recognizing. There we go.
You have Carlos Pagan from Southwest, really elevated his game this year. Was kind of under the radar as a freshman and sophomore, playing behind all those superstars, Rue and Malachi. But he really stepped up his game as a junior. A little bit of a surprise that Dominic Hall, but he had a great season. He's only a sophomore. Helped East Duplin finish second in that conference. They won the conference tournament, made it to the second round of the playoffs, and he really had a really big season for them. And you look at Dwight Hooker. Look, Richlands didn't win a game this year, but I think there's no doubt that Hooker is one of the six best players we have in the area. It's not his fault that the team had some struggles. I mean, he balled out, and he can play basketball. So that's my top six: Hall, Hooker, Pagan, May, Hobbs, and McBride. So
All right.
That's quite a team, isn't it?
That's a pretty good team, and what I think and what we talked about all year, and we're seeing with this first team, not a senior on the team.
Mm-hmm.
We got everybody's coming back next year. We got 5 juniors and one sophomore. So we saw some really good basketball this year, and hopefully we'll see some really good basketball, if not better basketball, next year.
And plug for the ECI. If we can get all these guys in the ECI come June, I think that would be a fantastic feat. What do you say?
I totally agree with you, and I think most of these teams will be invited. Just looking at the first team, I think most of them will be invited. I'm not sure all of them will, but I think most of them will be, and that's something we're actually starting to work on next week with Wells. I'm going to be working on that next week with Wells, the team list. So let's move to the second team, and I'll let you hit that real quick.
Yeah. Maurice Thomas is a freshman. I know Lejeune kind of gets a little overshadowed just because of who they are and small school. But as a freshman, I mean, this kid could play well and played well and held his own, especially in the Onslow County tournament back in December. Joliel for White Oak. Joined the team, I think right at the Christmas tournament, and really gave the Vikings a good spark going forward. So he's a fantastic player. Then you have Noah Wright from Dixon. We had him on the show early in the season. Spark plug for the Bulldogs. I think he'll continue to get better, and but had a great season as a junior. So all three of those players were deserving. Matt Williams, we had him early in the season, and again, Jacksonville had some struggles and didn't win as many games as maybe they thought they should have, but he had a fantastic individual season. 3J, just a great athlete, and just kind of did a little bit of everything for the Monarchs. And then you have Peyton for Northside, who just a great team leader and did everything that they needed him to do. So good to see the Northside have a better season, their best season in recent memory, and those two guys were big reasons for it.
And again, I'll just go back to one player on the second team. As a senior, had one freshman. So 11 of the 12 first teamers will be back next year. A ton of juniors, with the one freshman, and then, if I'm not mistaken, a couple sophomores. So again, just some exciting basketball that's going to be played here next year again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then I do have to credit my photographer, my friend photographer Mike Tackett, for all these photos, unbelievable photos. I mean, just some great action pictures, and I think he makes a lot of us who try to be a photographer. He puts a lot of us to shame.
Yeah, great photos. Thank you, Mike, for getting those to us so we could put a face with a name. And congratulations to, of course, again, Kannon, to Z, and but to all the players. So first team, and we'll be hearing more out of all those folks again next year. So let's get into it. You ready?
Yep.
All right, man. This is the part everybody came for. They didn't come here for us. They came here to hear what you guys had to say. So so I'm going to start. And we're going to hop right in. And I'll tell you guys, these questions, there'll be some for both of you, and or I'll designate, or Chris will designate. First question for both of you guys, and you guys can determine who goes first. Chris named you guys co-players of the year for the 2025-26 season. When you found out you were sharing the honor and sharing with each other, what was the reaction?
I had a good reaction because he played on my AAU team for a long time, so we already had a good relationship.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was excited too. I was here a few weeks ago, and Chris was like, "Yeah, it's going to be a tough decision to make it between you and Zip, but to make it, co-player of the year, I think, it's very deserving for both of us. And like you said, excited because maybe we're going to play one more time for AAU together. So it's going to be fun.
Awesome.
And on that note, I know I've said this before and I'll say it again. People think that I kind of take the easy way out, but Steve, you saw these guys play.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, they both had great seasons, and both meant a lot to the programs. So I mean, you couldn't have one without the other.
No, and full transparency, this is everybody's got an opinion. It was a 3-horse race for a lot of the season between these two guys and Connor May from Swansboro, in my opinion. Connor got hurt, and then these two guys continued to rise and rise and rise and played. And, I watched Z play a lot in the Christmas tournament, watched Kannon play a couple times against Swansboro. And, I mean, I watched basketball a lot in the high school, and these two man,
and you got into it watching these two play.
I did, man. I loved it. I absolutely, positively loved it. I didn't get in it as quite as much as Z's brothers did, Zach and Brandon at the Christmas tournament. Now they were into it, man, and didn't get in it quite as much as your dad did at the Swansboro game at Croatan.
Yeah.
But I got into it, so yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was fun.
So, Z, we talked multiple times throughout the season, and Coach sat you down, kind of going into the season, and saying, "Look, Z, you're gonna have to step up and kind of be that one, be the alpha dog for the Vikings." What was that thought process like going into this season? I mean, were you ready for the challenge? Did you have to kind of kick your rear end a little bit, or were you up for the challenge?
I mean, at first, I'm not really like a good leader type of guy. So like, at first, I did. Like, I told my brother a lot, and he told me, it was like, you gonna have to step up. If you don't, it's not gonna work.
So when did it hit you that, okay, I think I'm doing all right as a leader?
I would say probably like first or second game, cause like last year, I just didn't have it. This year, like I had the different mindset. I came in with a different mindset.
You had the it factor.
Yeah.
Well, and now to your defense, last year there were I think 9 seniors on the team as well. So not that should drive it, but you were a sophomore playing with some older kids, man, and so it's easy to kind of do your thing, but kind of you don't want to kind of step on toes, probably, right? Was that a little bit of it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not wanting to step on toes. So Kannon, you finished again over 2,000 yards passing. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
30 touchdowns. 11-2 record, deepest playoff run Croatan has had in history. The morning after the season ended, Saturday, you were in the gym, putting it up to hoops. Coach Humphrey, your basketball coach, told you stay home, rest up, but you went to the gym anyway. Why couldn't you stop, man?
Never stop. That's like really no downtime for me. So like, if I was gonna do something that day, it was gonna be just go hoop, because that's what's next up. So you always got to be for whatever's next, because it's gonna go by fast. So might as well do it while you can and enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Did that help you take your mind off?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
The football defeat. I mean,
yes, sir.
Did that help kind of ease?
It was just like another thing to look forward to. It's not like you got to wait so long for a next season. That's a great thing of playing multiple sports. Like just something to get my mind off of and look forward to the next week. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So, Kannon, we talked multiple times, and there were times where you had a big game, 39 points or whatever, and you were mad that you didn't have 41.
Oh yeah,
that was the infamous missed free throws.
Yeah,
night, wasn't it? Okay,
that's what Coach would say.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Where did that standard for you come from? Where you're kind of hard on yourself, and you're not satisfied for just that. Where did that standard come from?
Just from like when I've been little, if you put in like the amount of work that you do, like you got to expect an equivalent amount of success with the work that comes in. So if you don't get those results that you're expecting, I'm gonna be down on myself. There's always a way to be better. Like you said, 39, why not get 40? So, just having that mindset.
What about you, Z? what keeps you from being complacent? Where do you get your standard from?
My dad.
I kind of figured it was going to be that, man.
Cause like when I was little, I didn't used to work out.
Uh-huh.
I just used to be good off talent. So like once like I say my freshman year, I started working out more, and after that, I started gaining confidence from just being in the gym. And now that I know I got the confidence, I don't feel like anybody can like do anything to take my confidence, anything.
That's awesome.
When you mess up on the basketball court, who do you fear coming out of you? Dad, Brandon, or Zach?
Me and my dad, we talked about it a little bit. He don't really talk to me no more because we used to argue a lot. But so now it's Zach because he be so into it. He just and I be trying to tone him out, but
Zach, like I said, Zach was into it at the holiday tournament, but it was a brotherly thing, man. It was. Listen, I had a big brother. He used to watch me play football in high school, and he was the same way. So it's just they're missing being out there, man. They're living through you. So
yeah, they're getting old, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So Zarion, we talked a little bit. Chris mentioned about the summer and your multiple conversations with Coach Grimes, but at the ECI, he told you needed to become more of a leader, and you admitted that just didn't come naturally for you, and it's easy to understand why last year with with all the seniors. But he also gave you what I think is a great compliment, is that he said you have one of the highest basketball IQs that he's seen, right? And that you know how to keep the team kind of flowing and organized. So how did you bridge that together, being just a solid, really good player, great player, and actually becoming the leader of this team?
I would say like a lot of film because like when I watched us, I could break it down and I could tell like the guys about the different things that maybe we could do different, and they would listen because they feel like I'm that guy, so they would listen to me. And
hey, it's all right. You're the co-player of the year on the show, so it's all right to smile and say, "Hey, I'm pretty good, man." It's all right. I know that doesn't come natural, but it's okay. Go ahead, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah. So like, I would say like my IQ, it helps a lot with basketball because, like when you smart and you could do things on the fly,
yeah,
it helps everybody because maybe they just need to see it one time, and then once they see it, they'll be able to do it.
No, that's great.
Kannon, talk about the leadership role that you had.
Yeah.
We talked about you being the quarterback, so that's a natural leadership position, and you were able to do a good job with that during the fall. But where did that leadership position? Was it easy for you to translate that into basketball, knowing that you were a 3-year starter on the basketball team, or was that pretty difficult?
Yeah, I think it was definitely expected of me, and then I think it just grew even more after the basketball kids seeing what we did with the football team. So once I came in, I knew I had to kind of take over and be that guy. A little hesitant at first, but because like I've had Trey and Jaden in front of me for the first 2 years, but yeah, just it was a transition for me. We got on that 11-game win streak early in the season. I think that's when it really started picking up for me. Just realizing like, yeah, we can win games this way. So, and the guys look at me that way, like Z said. So, yeah.
That's great. So we've talked about the Onslow County Christmas tournament or the Classic. You were MVP, which is special in its own right. And I did not know this until I was working on this the last couple of nights. But the award is named after your cousin, Jamal Parker, who passed away at the age of 28 from cancer in 2 or 3 years ago. Your brother Zach, of course, he won it in 16 when he was playing for Northside. And your brothers were there in the building that night. Take me back to the championship game. You guys winning it. I know Grimes was happy. I know Josh Smith was happy because I saw video of Josh. But go back and tell me, man, talk about that feeling, and then of course the feeling of getting named the MVP of that tournament.
That was a great feeling. Like,
Yeah.
like winning that, like, because it kind of solidified us as the best in the county. So like that for everybody, it was just a great moment. Like together, everybody was happy. It just seemed like could nothing like take us down at that moment.
Yeah. I was there. So I wasn't there for the finals. I was there for the semifinals. And I don't, it's the first one I've been to, first tournament I've been to in a couple years. But the whole event, I was there the first night, the first night, and then semifinals night. It just seemed in that build. I don't know if it was Northside Gym, man. It just seemed electric, didn't it? It just seemed like, it was lit, right?
Yeah, it was. It had a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
Good atmosphere.
Yeah, it was just. I don't know how you couldn't be hyped, because it was just. And then your brother's over in one corner, man, just going crazy, man. It was awesome. It was awesome.
I just want to make, if we can add Croatan or at least Kannon to the Onslow County Classic next year.
Yeah, that would be good.
Maybe Northside could pick them up on loan for a couple games.
Well, I have thrown around to several of the coaches and to the ADs about trying to create a little mini tournament during that time. Take 8 schools, the 8 schools or 7, how many want to participate from Onslow County, and then potentially bring in 8 schools from other counties or surrounding counties, and so it becomes actually more than just a county tournament, because a lot of these teams are playing each other already now, because you're in you end up playing Northside 3 times now, or you might end up playing whomever 3 times, and so I'm all for trying to bring in some outside competition to play, but that's just me. I don't have to put it together.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Ken, I remember talking to you. I think it was at your Dixon game about you scoring 1,000 points and what the next step was for you. So, what is the next step with over 1,000? Well, 1,500 now. What is it? 2,000? What's the goal now for as a senior?
Yeah, the floor should be 2,000, but then looking at like the statistics and everything, probably like 2,250 or 2,300, probably something like that. But if Coach already told me like he wants me to average 30 next season, so who knows where that number.
Coach is putting it on you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Z has Coach Grimes throw down the gauntlet on you like that?
Nah,
Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
But that was nice of you to let Trey have that school record just for
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. So now we're going to get into
the fun part.
Got a couple fun questions for you, and just truth be known, I didn't know you guys played on the same AAU team, so one of these questions will actually be pretty good. So you've watched each other play, you've played with each other. That's kind of adding here, and now you're sitting next to each other. When y'all played during the year, did you guys end up covering each other any? I mean, maybe on switches.
Oh yeah, on a switch.
Yeah.
No, I was not guarding him primarily. No.
So straight up, and this is for both of y'all, and I'll start with you. What kind of player is the guy sitting next to you, and what's the one part of his game that you genuinely admire?
He's just a dog. Like, always gonna go at you. He's gonna he'll pull up from the logo. Like, you gotta pick him up from half court. And something I admire, I think, is just the ability to handle the ball pressure. A lot of teams probably put a boxing one on him a lot of times and press him full court, and he was still able to bring the ball up and get the team in the offense in a good way. So, just him not allowing that pressure to get to him and still be the great player he is, that's what I admire.
All right, back at you. Do I need to repeat it? You got it. Okay. So you've seen him play, you maybe guard him a little bit, switching there, and now you're sitting beside him. What kind of player is the guy sitting next to you, and what's the one part of his game that you admire?
He's a great player. He's like somebody that you want on your team because he can get it done in big moments, any moment, really. One thing I admire about his game, I say his shot making ability, because like it don't matter who on him, wherever he at on the court, he can put it in the hole.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to say again, I've watched both you guys play, And you guys, man, both you guys are amazing. The ability to get your shots off sometimes, not only with one guy guarding you, but you may have, two guys on you, and you may just not be able to get the pass off, right? And in the time, like you said, the dog wants to take the shot, right? And so I admire you guys for that, because you guys have brought it, man.
Z, what's something about Kannon outside the basketball court? Because you know him a little bit, in the locker room, AAU and everything. But what's something that people don't realize they kind of go beyond the box score? Like when you talk to him, like on the bench, or you talk to him, text message him, whatever. What's something that people may not know about him?
It's been a while for us. We haven't played for a while. But.
Like back then,
yeah,
he didn't even really used to talk a lot. Like he would talk, like if we talked to him, like he'd talk, but like most of the time, like he wouldn't really say anything.
he was quiet. He was quiet guy.
Yeah, quiet guy.
So when you watch him play, what's something that kind of beyond the box score that you kind of pick up? I mean, you already said he was a dog.
I will say I played him, but he does talk a lot. I feel like when he scored, he gonna let you know. So I mean, that's exciting to watch, and yeah.
That's all right. That's good. That's good. Now here's the fun one. Not knowing that you guys played together briefly at AAU. So if the two of you had to play on the same team next year, what position does each of you play? Who brings the ball up? But really, who gets the last shot? And be honest, because we all know neither of you wants to give the ball up without a fight. So who's going to bring the ball up? Probably is Z going to bring the ball. You're going to bring the ball up. That's the easy one.
Yeah.
Who gets the last shot?
When you're down.
Whoever's cooking that night. Whoever's cooking that night. Z, you point.
He get it. He shoot better than me in any. He get it.
How about you dribble and penetrate to the basket, and if it's there, you take it. If not, you kick it. You kick it and let him hit the three. Would that be a good scenario?
Great scenario.
Okay.
So Z, I saw you guys play that in the second round. Y'all came back and won that game. I know there were a lot of people that kind of doubted how good White Oak would be this year because y'all lost some of those key seniors. What did it mean to you, the fact that you guys were still able to hold your own and finish high in that conference and make a little bit of a run in the postseason? Did that mean a lot to you?
Yeah, it meant a lot to me because like before the season, we had a lot of doubters, like you said. And people were thinking we were going to be first round exits. Like we were a team with a first round bye, and we weren't projected to get any of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And Kannon, you guys went in as the sixth seed in the 5A East, and the run ended a little bit earlier than what you guys wanted. So the same question: what was left on the table, and how do you carry that into next year? I know you, man. After this is the fourth, what'd you say? The fourth time you've been here.
Yeah.
How do you carry that into next year, man?
Just to be fair, we played a really good team, 11th seed. They went.
I think
they went to the fourth round. So but no excuses. I mean, me and Coach were texting the other day. It was like, you got all these individual accomplishments, but like what's left on the table was, like you said, just all the team stuff. Trying to win a conference championship and hopefully go deep.
And how many? Just so I know, how many seniors?
We only lost 4, but only three of them really played.
Okay, so two, and probably 2 starters.
Yeah,
and
2 starters.
Starters and 1 off the bench.
No, 3 starters.
3 starters. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So Kannon, what are you guys chasing? You already kind of answered this, but what, as a senior, what are you and the Cougars going to chase for next winter?
Just championships basketball, really. Just because senior year, if you win your conference senior year, I mean, you're gonna remember that the rest of your life. And obviously, whatever you do in the playoffs is just cherry on top. So hopefully, have a good regular season next year and put us in a better spot for the playoffs next season. So yeah.
Z, what about you? What about you and the Vikings? What are you guys chasing after next year?
We've been talking about it a little bit already. We want to end it off on a good note. We want to get the ring. We want to win the conference. We want to do everything we didn't get to do last year.
That's great. That's great. Well, look, we know we finished stuff off with rapid fire. I've just got I think there's 3 rapid fire, trying to keep it short and sweet so you guys can go do the things that you want to do. So I'll ask the first one. Biggest thing you want to improve before your senior season, one word or one sentence. So what's something that you want to work on before you hit the floor next year? Whoever wants to go first.
My anger.
Your what?
My anger.
Your anger? Man, you don't seem angry. But that's good. I mean, that's good. So just controlling the emotions a little bit.
Yes, sir.
And so it maybe don't impact the game as much and keep a. You need to work on your coach a little bit too with that, right? Controlling his anger a little bit. So yeah, he has not as bad as some of the former coaches at White Oak High School, but that's okay. But that's okay.
Are you throwing shade at something?
Yeah, I'm throwing shade, and I'll call his name. Throwing shade at Greg
Grantham.
Greg Grantham. He was the only guy I knew. He was athletic director, and he would get up there before every game and do the parent code of conduct or whatever, play of conduct, and then he would get a technical during the game right after that. So anyway, and Grimes just laughed because he knows that's right. All right, you're next, man.
Kannon, who's the player? Not necessarily. I mean, the person, not necessarily a teammate or a coach, but who's kind of sacrificed the most. For you to be successful. Who's somebody who's kind of made the big sacrifices for you to live out your dreams?
I would just say my dad. My dad, he coached both my sports this year, so he takes a lot of time and effort into me, and puts a lot of energy into that, and he really cares about me. So definitely him.
Who's somebody close to you that's sacrificed to make sure you're fulfilling your dreams?
I would say both of my parents,
Mm-hmm.
because like my freshman year, they let me go stay somewhere else
Mm-hmm.
so that I could go to high school. They did a lot of things sacrifices that maybe I wouldn't have thought when I was little that they would have did for me, but they did it.
Yeah, and you're happy at White Oak, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we're happy you're at White Oak, by the way. So last one, and we'll keep it simple. When it's all over and you guys leave high school and you head off to play college basketball, maybe college basketball, college football, we talked about that, whatever you decide to play, what do you want people to say about you, man? And it may have nothing to do with athletics, but what do you want people to say when they say, man, I remember Z Hobbs when he was at White Oak, or I remember Kannon McBride at Croatan? What do you want people to remember you for, man?
I would say just that he gave it everything he had for his 4 years that he had, and never looked back, because high school goes by fast, and you just gotta enjoy every moment. So just saying that, really he couldn't have done anything else to make his career look better. So yeah.
All right, Z.
I want to be. I'd probably say just a good person.
Yeah.
Somebody who was like one of the best to ever come from the county. Just things like that people can remember me as. They can remember me as some good, not some bad.
That's awesome. Well, fellas, congratulations once again. Thank you so much for coming today. Zarion Hobbs and Kannon McBride, co-players of the year, 2 of the best. Again, like I said, not only in Eastern North Carolina but in our state. And I know you guys respect each other, man, and that's what's important, because greatness respects greatness. Gentlemen, congratulations on outstanding junior seasons, and we can't wait to bring you back here next year, right?
Yes, sir.
And that'll do it for the 2025-26 Down East Prep Report All-Area Basketball Show. What a season it has been, from the hardwoods of White Oak and Croatan to gyms in East Duplin, Swansville, Jacksonville, Northside, Dixon, Lejeune, Southwest, and Richlands. This area has given us a bunch of really good players, some really good performances, and they're moments that we really need to celebrate. To Neely McMannen, Zarion Hobbs, and Kannon McBride, congratulations on being named Players of the Year. You represent this community at the highest level. And today was just a small piece of how much your work is appreciated. To every player on the first and second teams, you earned this. These recognitions don't happen by accident. They happen because of hours in the gym before anyone shows up and after everyone else has gone home. To all the coaches, we've got to give the coaches a shout out across the area. Thank you for putting these young men and women in a position to be recognized, and for building programs this community can be proud of. And to our viewers across all of our platforms. Thank you for watching the Down East Prep Report. Because this show is about community. It's for the community. It's about the community, and it doesn't exist without you guys watching. We'll be back next week with our regularly scheduled show. And until then, all I can say is just keep supporting local sports, keep following your hometown teams, and we'll see you right back here on Down East Prep Report next week. Thanks.